will start with the coming of the Europeans. चलिए थोड़ा बेसिक्स पे फोकस करते हैं and then we'll start with the topics. So the shift from medieval to modern, it's not very straightforward. कभी भी आप कोई भी आपसे पूछता है what is the meaning of modern, what is the meaning of modernity, so it's difficult to come out with answers. Why? Because इसको define करना आसान है या मुश्किल है? There's a term which is known as modern. There's one more term which is known as modernity. Naturally, every word is given a kind of definition by us only. किसी और ने तो दिया नहीं उस चीज का. When we say medieval, it means the kind of political, social, economic, and religious institutions that we were having were bound to change the moment we shift from medieval to modern. So whenever somebody asks you what is the meaning of modern India, your focus should be the change in the polity, economy, society and religion. It's a process. It does not happen in 1 or 2 days. It takes centuries. Okay, like all of us know that from shift from medieval to modern will come under the control of English or the British, but will that ensure the complete shift from medieval to modern? British हमेशा यही चीज बोलते हैं that when we left you, see the way you were in 1947 and look at yourself the way you were in 1757 before the Battle of Plassey. But क्या 200 साल उन्होंने हमें मॉडर्न बनाने में खर्च किया पूरा? Right? So we need to understand, that is very important, कि how we were in the medieval era and what kind of shifts happened during the modern era. These are the things which we need to understand first, then we'll go back. Now let me help you understand this term modernity. Modernity is something which is defined by progress. Like if we talk about ancient India, okay, Rig Veda, the condition of women was more progressive than the condition of women during the Gupta period. During Gupta period, we see the beginning of the Sati system. So the element of modernity can be there in ancient India, medieval India, as well as modern India. But when we use the word modern in general, we talk about specific political, social, economic, and religious institutions. Let me give you a very brief example. Like in polity, we see secularism becoming an important part. Right? Separation of powers. Separation of power was not there in medieval India. Everything was under the control of the king. Okay, it does not matter who is going to exercise what, हर चीज king के हाथ में. So polity, society, reforms. Like if we see Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he is the father of modern India. Why do we say that? Because he was a pioneer of social reforms. What kind of social reforms? Largely related to the life of women. Abolition of sati, widow remarriage, generational rights should be given to them, or the proper right to property, or the rights for the peasantry. So various kinds of social reforms were ensured by these people, and he was not the only one. He was also helped by various reformers like Swami Dyanand, Swami Vivekanand. We also had many reformers in different parts of India. Economic change, the biggest economic shift from medieval to modern India, that is the beginning of industrial revolution. Industrial revolution was not there in the medieval period, but when we see from India point of view, India was not directly affected in the sense that industry did not develop, but our economic institutions were affected by that. How? Because India was used as a market by the British. So goods were produced in England, but what they were brought to India, and which changed the consumption pattern. Like see it all of us, जो भी हम wear कर रहे, we are not wearing ethnic, है ना, जो medieval या ancient times का वो सिर्फ शादी ब्याह के आसपास निकलता है, or on the occasion of festivals. But on the rest of the times, the way we are, the consumption pattern that we are having, when we say capitalistic society, those things have become more prominent from the modern point of view. Religion, the place of religion in our lives, it has changed definitely. Previously, if we see ancient era or medieval era, religion used to be a bit more prominent impact on our lives. But now सेकुलराइजेशन ऑफ एजुकेशन हैज हैपेंड, है ना. आज की डेट में एजुकेशन, रिलीजियस एजुकेशन जरूरी नहीं है ना, बट दिस इज नॉट हाउ आवर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन वर इन एंशिएंट इंडिया और medieval India. Now we can have education of different subjects. It's not that only in the temples or in the mosque we are going to get certain kind of education. That necessity went away. So that's why when these kind of changes started happening, and one major change in society, equal rights for men as well as women. That's why we use the word modern. Okay, that's why we use the word modern. Okay, plus this modern does not have a cut off date कि बैटल ऑफ प्लासी से स्टार्ट होती है. इट्स डिफिकल्ट टू से सो बिकॉज इट मे बी सो political institution may have come early, but the social changes they happened by the end of 19th century. Economic changes, like if you see the rise of modern industry in India, that comes in the early 20th century, and it gets the main impetus during the first world war, जब ब्रिटिश प्रोड्यूस करके इंडिया तक कुछ लेके नहीं आ पा रहे थे, and that was the right time. The Indian capitalists also found the right time कि चलो ठीक है भाई इंडस्ट्री सेटअप करते हैं, because अब हमारा टाइम आ चुका है. So that's why these changes in India did not happen at once. They took their shape. Okay, they took their time. If we see the constitutional history of India, it starts from 1773, but it reaches the final form just before independence, 1935, and eventually after independence, we further made it more accustomed to our own society. So that's why whenever somebody asks you what is the specific time period, so modern India कोई specific time period है नहीं. But in general, we accept that 19th century is considered as the beginning of modern India. However, the elements of modernity, जो large scale पे changes शुरू होने थे, they came with the arrival of Europeans. Like if we see the first Europeans who came to India, they were Portuguese, and they were the first one to abolish sati. They were the first one to abolish sati in India in the 16th century itself. Okay, so that's why some of the elements they start with the coming of Portuguese. All of us know about Vasco da Gama. Okay, why did this happen? हमने medieval में discuss किया था. Okay, and why did this happen? Because the area of Turkey. Okay, we see the domination of Turks. Constantinople, it came under the control of the Turks itself. That's why this Iberian Peninsula, which includes two countries, to the left we have Portuguese and to the right we have Spain, they started looking for the right kind of opportunities. There was a person just before Vasco da Gama, Bartholomew Dias. He came to the Cape of Good Hope. वहीं से word बना Cape Town, the Cape of Good Hope, कि भाई हाँ हम शायद आगे जाने का अच्छा रास्ता मिलेगा यहाँ से. So that first person was not Vasco da Gama, it was Bartholomew Dias. He came in 1487, but यहाँ आने के बाद फिर उनका दिमाग खत्म है ना. He did not realize कि इंडिया जाना कैसे है. But eventually Vasco da Gama came, and he came all the way up to India. So that's why in 1498 he was the first one to come to India directly. But he also took help of some people from Gujarat who were aware about the route, because people from Gujarat region, they were very much active in the whole region of Arabian Sea, including Africa, the southern part as well as the northern part of it, or the eastern part more specifically. Okay, so try to understand that some elements of modernity, they will start with the coming of the Portuguese itself. When we talk about Portuguese, I hope all of you understand who was the ruler of Calicut. It was Zamarin. Zamarin was the title which was given to them, and this title was eventually, like जैसे शाह एक title है, similarly we have the title of Zamarin. So he came at Calicut in 1498. There were around 171. Okay, and these 170 people, they came in 3 ships or 3 vessels. He went back from India. Spices, they were in great demand. And when he went back, the profit was of how many times? 60 times. 60 times profit करके लेके चले गए. उनको मजा आ गया. This is the life. है ना, पूरी जिंदगी काम कर रहे थे, 1 साल के अंदर इंडिया आए, आराम से लेके सेल कर दिया. So that gave them the idea of the potential of the trade direct with India. देखो मेन एरिया ट्रेड का ही था. Constantinople, it was occupied by the Turks. They started applying various kinds of duties. It became very difficult for the Europeans to afford those commodities which were coming from India, and most importantly were spices. So when he came to India, उन्होंने कहा पूरी शिप को भर दो, ठीक है, So that's why he came with 170 people. The journey, it starts from August 1498 itself. They went back. How many people survived? Only 55. Okay, why? Because these people were attacked. They were attacked by the Arabs. They were attacked by some of the Indian merchants also. As all of us understand, economic rivalry सबसे difficult होती है. तो डॉन्स के जैसे बीच में होता है ना, same kind of situation was there also. So only 55% survived along with these 3 ships. And 3 में से अब सीधी बात है 170 आए थे. 170 people came, only 55 survived. तो एक शिप उन लोगों के लिए बहुत है. बाकी सब में क्या कर दिया? Indian goods were stored. कि चलो अब ये लेके चलेंगे साथ में. And now his success made Portugal to send 1200 men. Initially 170 came in the first trip. So then they sent 1200 men with 13 ships under Pedro Alvarez Cabral. This area has become very important for your prelims examination. You can see the papers since 2017-18. Every year they are asking such factual question. Every year. तो आपको पता होना चाहिए. The first one to come was Vasco da Gama. Then we see the coming of Pedro Alvarez Cabral. Then Vasco da Gama came back again. दिल नहीं भरा. He came back in 1502. All right. He visited Calicut for the second time with a fleet of around 20 ships, and he moved from Calicut to Cochin. So उन्होंने अपना headquarters change किया. Why it was changed eventually? Because its harbor was better. Like all of us understand that the movement of the ships, it depends upon the tide. ना जितना heavy tide आएगा या rise और fall होगा उतना ही अच्छा ship के लिए entry और exit point बन जाता है. That's why harbor is very, very important. That's why they shifted towards Cochin. He soon realized that the monopolistic trade of the Arabs. So naturally, Arabs were in control of this area. Okay, they were in control of this area, and that's why they started fighting against the Arabs. Was needed to be broken if European trade was to be thrived. He used the enmity between 2 Hindu rulers of Cochin and Calicut. उनके बीच में enmity को rule किया, and then finally he was able to establish one of the first factory. Factory का मतलब production नहीं है. Today factories are very different. Today आज की factory का मतलब है production centers. But factory of those times, they were just like warehouses where they would store what they were going to import or export. तो वो वहाँ पे उसके लिए warehousing के लिए utilize किया जाता है. And a prison was also established at Kannur. Why the prison was established? Because naturally their areas were getting attacked by the merchants of the Arabs also, of the Indian merchants also. That's why they wanted to instill fear कि those who are going to fight against us, उनका जो अंजाम होगा वो अच्छा नहीं होगा, और उसके लिए क्या बनाया? Prison बनाया. ठीक है. So now there was a fundamental change with the arrival of the Portuguese. What these Portuguese did, number one, they shifted towards armed trade. Now the trade is not going to be free, it's going to be armed trade. So this was the first fundamental change which we see in the Indian Ocean. Second, they tried to dislodge the Arabs. The Arabs were the one who were controlling the major share of trade in this area, and this was to be done by building some strategic centers, which eventually led to the construction of large number of forts. है ना? Movies देखिए, दिल चाहता है. कौन सा famous fort है वहाँ पे? Aguada Fort है in Goa. So many such forts were created by them. Why the forts were created? So they can manage the threat of Arabs. हर जगह पे अगर forts होंगे, अपने warehouses होंगे, prisons होंगे, it will be easy to tackle the Arabs. Because western, if we see the western coastline of India, छोटी सी तो है नहीं, it's very big. So they require large number of centers. So they started from the deep south, Calicut, Cochin, फिर गोवा की तरफ, फिर दीव, आप सबको पता ना, towards the western coast of India. So all such bases were created by the Portuguese. And number 3, they started one system. इस system का नाम याद रख लेना. This system is known as Carta system. Okay, like today, if you want to import or export anything, you need licenses from Indian government. You can't do so. ऐसा नहीं कि आज मेरा मन कर रहा अपने नाम पे, under the authority of अपना नाम लिख के कर दे कि चलो export करना शुरू कर दे. This is not how it can be done. It can be only done. You have to follow the standards of India. पूरा आपको custom का process आपको follow करना पड़ेगा. So what these people did, this was more like a permit. So you have to purchase this permit, and then only you can import or export. So that's why the Carta system. This is a very important topic. We'll go into detail of this later on. but Kata system was established by them. And what was this Kata system? That you have to take permit. कुछ भी trade कर रहे हो उस पे एक percentage आपको देना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, what will happen? They were following armed trade. They can easily bring your ship down. They can easily loot you, plunder you, and that too legally in their own mind. Why? Because they were following Kata system. Plus, number 4, which you have to understand that these Portuguese, okay, they were also ensuring that such fear should be created, okay, that local people they have a sense of fear in fighting against them. So prisons were established, and side by side they also created their army so that they can fight with local rulers. So they were the first one to capture areas in India. जैसे कि हमारा सबसे पहले the area around the Calicut, then they went towards Goa, Diu, Daman, all such areas they were captured by the Portuguese. So they were trying to instill fear in the mind of the people also by coming up with prisons, as well as coming up with a fierce army as well as navy by creating forts वगैरह उनके focus के लिए. So that's why the Portuguese, they changed the commercial landscape of India, they changed the military landscape of India, and they were also a very important equation with respect to the Indian dynasties. जैसे ही हमने बात किया था with Vijayanagar, they were having very favorable relationship, but with Bijapur they were fighting for the Goa. They also fought with the Gujarat for getting the area of Diu. So that's why they started the process of rivalry. For the first time we see Europeans coming and fighting against Indian dynasty. So which is that colonial power? Colonial power is Portuguese. Okay. So these are the various changes which we see with the arrival of Vasco da Gama. Initially इन लोगों का process setup नहीं हो पाया कि what to do, what not to do, because the major focus was only on one thing, getting the trade started. With the period of time they also started their process of governor generals of viceroys. वो भी इन्होंने establish करना start किया. So the Portuguese seized yearly expedition, because अभी क्या हो रहा है 1498 we see the coming of Vasco da Gama, then another person comes, then 1502 again Vasco da Gama is coming. तो उन्होंने कहा यार ये मजा नहीं है इसमें, ठीक है, we need something more sustainable in nature. So that's why they started the process of appointing viceroys. So the first viceroy Portugal, okay, his name is Francisco de Almeida. So he was the first viceroy. So please remember this fact for prelims. मेंस में देखो हमारा जो पोर्चुगीज का टॉपिक है, इट इज द फर्स्ट टॉपिक मेंशन इन मॉडर्न इंडिया. आज तक कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आया, कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं, 0 क्वेश्चन, 40 इयर्स स्टिल वेटिंग, है ना. इतना बुरा किसी के साथ नहीं होना चाहिए, किसी भी टॉपिक के साथ कि पढ़ाई करके जाओ क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ रहे. बट दिस क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड इन मिडिएवल वंस. वहां से 1-2 बार इस पर क्वेश्चन पूछ चुके हैं, सेम क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं. व्हाट वाज द इंपैक्ट ऑफ द पोर्चुगीज ऑन द ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स ऑफ अरेबियन सी. एक बार काटा सिस्टम डायरेक्टली पूछ लिया था कि व्हाट इज दिस काटा सिस्टम व्हिच वाज बिल्ड बाय द पोर्चुगीज. बट इन प्रीलिम्स दे हैव बीन आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस रिपीटेडली. देन द फर्स्ट वाइसरॉय फ्रांसिस्को डी अल्मीडा, व्हाट डिड इट? नंबर 1 पॉलिसी इंप्ली वाज ब्लू वाटर पॉलिसी. देखो ब्लू वाटर बहुत सिंपल है. इट मींस दैट दे वर ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट और स्ट्रेंथन अ वेरी पावरफुल नेवी. पावरफुल नेवी को एस्टैब्लिश करना फॉर व्हाट? फॉर कंट्रोलिंग द लार्जर एरिया ऑफ इंडियन ओशन. So whatever area in and around India was to be dominated, and this policy came to be known as blue water policy. Suppose if tomorrow they ask question in prelims, at which of the following viceroy of the Portuguese established this blue water policy? So remember the name of Almeida. Then he also destroyed the fleet of Zamrin as well as the Sultan of Egypt. So what do we see? Why the Sultan of Egypt is coming into the picture? Because the area around Red Sea and then extension of Arabian Sea again comes to, because the area of Arabs, है ना, Egypt is also an Arab country. So that's why that person was also against the Portuguese, because जैसे ही कोई भी नई power आएगी, your revenue realization from the trade and commerce is going to decline. So that's why they also started fighting against the Portuguese. He also built fortresses in Cochin, Kannur and other locations around the Malabar coast. So first area which came under the control was Malabar coast. Then the next successor, Alfonso de Albuquerque, he became the viceroy. He was the successor and he came out with some more policies. The first thing he did, he defeated Yusuf Adil Khan of Bijapur and captured Goa, party place, India की पूरी. इन्होंने आगे कैप्चर किया इसको, अल्फोंसो, है ना, फेमस वैरायटी ऑफ मैंगो, अल्फोंसो डी अल्बुकर्क। दिस लास्ट ईयर प्रीलिम्स में यही क्वेश्चन पूछा था। अब देखो ये फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस है, कोई बोलेगा कि इसमें लॉजिक है, कोई लॉजिक नहीं है, कोई लॉजिक नहीं है इन चीजों में, बट हमें समझना है कि 1498 द फर्स्ट वन, है ना, द फर्स्ट पर्सन अराइव्स, द पॉलिसी वाज नॉट दैट मच स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, सो टिल 1502 वैसे ही चलता रहा। Then we see the appointment of various viceroys. The first one was Francisco de Almeida. Since he was the first one, his focus was limited to Malabar coast. The moment the next person comes, now he can build upon that. So naturally, that work was done by Alfonso, and Alfonso he took the first step, and by 1510, he was able to capture Goa. Goa is one of the most important principalities of the Portuguese. And if you see, they were able to come out with, ना हम हमेशा यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की बात करते हैं. So Goa is already implementing a civil code, and who built it? Portuguese. That's why when I say the word modernity, modernity can be linked to the modern practices, progressive practices. So Portuguese necessarily did not rule the whole of India, but elements of modernity starts with the Portuguese. इसलिए ध्यान रखना है that the arrival of the European set in the foot for the beginning of the real मॉडर्न इंडिया. उसको रियलाइज होने में कई सेंचुरीज लगी. इट डिड नॉट हैपन ओवरनाइट. इनफैक्ट दे केम बिफोर द मुगल्स. मुगल केम इन 1526 एंड दे केम इन 1498. बट द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ मॉडर्निटी और द प्रोग्रेस टुवर्ड्स द मॉडर्न स्टार्टेड विद द कमिंग ऑफ पोर्चुगीज. ही डेवलप्ड गोवा एज अ सेंटर ऑफ कॉमर्स, डायरेक्टिंग ऑल शिप्स टू सेल थ्रू द रीजन. व्हाई टू सेल थ्रू द रीजन? क्यों सेल थ्रू द रीजन कहा जाता है? सो दैट दे कैन कलेक्ट टैक्सेस. So this Kata system was strengthened during this time कि भाई नहीं, आपको यहाँ से जाना है और पे करके जाना पड़ेगा. Nothing is free in life. Next, he encouraged settlement of people of all faiths in Goa, which shows a kind of secular perspective. Advocated European Indian intermarriages and settlements in the Portuguese territories. Conquered Malacca, controlling crucial trade routes between India, China, Mecca as well as Cairo, and successfully took over the area of Aden in 1515 because they were having a rivalry with the Egypt. That's why the Portuguese power reached a new height. Why the Portuguese reached the new height in the 16th century? Because और कोई European rival करने के लिए आया ही नहीं. The next one to come, they will be Dutch, but they will come at the time of the beginning of 17th century. 1600 के आसपास वो arrive करना शुरू करेंगे. Similar is with the British. The British will arrive. And the first factory, है ना, बात करेंगे around 1608 around Surat. So the 16th century they were open. It was completely open. It was up to them कि जो मन में चाहे वो करो. And if they have the superior techniques, like why they were able to defeat these various principalities, modern pistols or modern weapons were with them. Modern navy was something which they had established. And why did this happen? Because of Renaissance. Europe was going through a phase of Renaissance, and as a result of Renaissance, they were trying to increase their cultural practices, which were forward in nature, and that's why the Portuguese, the Spanish, Italians, they were the one who were increasing their overall cultural diversity. After that, Alfonso Nino de Cunha. Nino is a word which means child, okay, and then Antonio de Grona. They became the viceroys. De Cunha, he was able to capture Basin as well as Diu in 1534 and 1537. Why Basin is important? Because it is very close to Mumbai. So Basin, so that again, please इसको याद रखिए. कभी next time prelims में ऐसा कोई question आ जाए किसने capture किया, तो you should know about it. Daman, it was seized from Imadul Mulk in 1559. I hope all of you are aware about Daman also. Union territory अब तो combine कर दिया गया इनको, है ना. Then Portuguese influence increased in Ceylon. Ceylon means Sri Lanka, with the completion of a fort in Colombo. So they were the first one to capture around the area of Sri Lanka also. But later on Sri Lanka will be taken over by the Dutch. Dutch उसको कंट्रोल कर जाएंगे. ठीक है, ऐसा इतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, अपनी हिस्ट्री में याद रखना, बट फिर भी एक फेयर आइडिया लगा लो. Portuguese were the one to even increase their control over this area. Then the contact with Mughal Empire. Okay, so what happened during the Nirana's period? Mughal ruler Akbar, he visited Cambay, establishing the initial contact between the Portuguese and the Mughal emperor. Then they started declining. Around 1580, Spanish king, he captured Portugal. अब अगर mother country ही capture हो गई, so what will happen about their territories? So naturally the control will decline. So it started declining as a result of that. Okay, so understand, Philip II of Spain, he annexed Portugal, diverting Portuguese attention away from India. So India से attention जाना ही था. Naturally they are fighting for their own survival. Dutch defeated Portuguese in Ceylon or Sri Lanka and seized forts on the Malabar coast also. So they were trying to enter that area, and they began to show more interest in getting the control of Brazil. So Latin America में ज़्यादा focus था उनका rather than towards the East Indies or towards the India. Okay, then protecting their settlement in India. So whenever we read about Portuguese, we have to understand these few things. They were the first one to arrive and they were the last one to leave. ना जूता मार के निकालना पड़ा last में 1961 through police action. Okay, they had to make sure, because French भी 1954 में बोले चलो ठीक है हम जा रहे हैं, ध्यान रखना इन जगह का, है ना, we are going, just make sure that the French culture survives. हमने कहा ठीक है हो जाएगा, आप जल्दी जाओ, हम सर्वाइवल के लिए नए नए स्कीम्स लेके आते हैं आपके ना, we will revive. But the Portuguese, they did not go. That's why Jawaharlal Nehru had to take the police action, and then only these areas which were under the control of Portuguese, which were remained under them till the 1960s, they were taken over. So anyway, this fact you will remember, first one to arrive, last one to leave. This is what Portuguese are all about. Impact काफी सारा है इनका, क्या क्या impact हुआ इंडिया की overall politics पे. Number one, Europeans, the Portuguese, they conquered and seized territory from Indian rulers for the first time in Indian history. This has happened, which I already discussed. For the first time, they captured territories, like we have seen the Goa as well as Basing or Diu. Divided the Indian princes also for the first time, because they used to be in support of few and they used to be against the others. Like they used to be in support of Vijayanagar, but they were having rivalry with the Bijapur. So this is how it used to be. Okay, adoption of new warfare methods. This is something which made them successful. New warfare methods. They introduced use of gunpowder on large scale, superior artillery, and influencing the battles as well as conquest, creating forts at strategic places. These new warfare methods were adopted by them. Disruption of Arab monopoly, but because before them, who were controlling the area of Arabian Sea? It was the Arabs. So the commercial landscape of the Arabian Sea was changed with the arrival of Portuguese. Then creation of Eurasian Asian group also, because like if you go to Goa, तो आप बहुत सारे titles देखोगे, D'Souza. So these people, they are having lineage with the Portuguese. So many such interracial marriages were conducted, and eventually a category was created. जैसे इंडिया में भी पहले आपका था ना इंडो यूरोपियन वाला आपका एक नॉमिनेटेड ग्रुप था इन लोकसभा, अब तो उसको हटा दिया गया है, ठीक है ना. बट if you go to Goa, you'll find a lot of lineage. In fact, the land titles are so unclear in Goa, पता ही नहीं चलता कि ये जमीन आपकी है या फिर किसी पोर्चुगीज lineage वाले की है. और वहाँ बहुत scams होते हैं इसी के ऊपर. Somebody will sell land to somebody, okay? बाद में वो पोर्चुगीज के लॉ उस पर एप्लीकेबल हो जाते हैं कि ये तो इनकी lineage का था, आपका था ही नहीं. So and that happens because of this intermarriages. है ना, कभी फ्यूचर में प्लान करो तो ध्यान रखना. Cultural influences and missionary activities. So one of the most important thing which we see at this point of time is that areas like Saint Thom or Mailolopo, they became Portuguese black town. Why? Because of their missionaries activities. They started changing the religion of the people who came in contact with them. So that's why conversion became prominent. Okay, many people were responsible for that. Saint Francis Xavier, he established his mission centers leading to construction of churches along the Coromandel coast. So if you go to Goa, you'll find large number of churches, okay, and that is something which is linked to him. And this we have already discussed, the Cartas system. It was a license permit system. You have to take it from the Portuguese. Plus this system also ensured that few goods, they will be royal monopoly. जैसे कि आप spices में trade नहीं कर सकते. That will be a monopoly under the Portuguese because they were the most profitable one. Okay, so Portuguese enforced Carta system demanding money from traders for protection against piracy. System often exploited by the freebooters, leading to disruption in trade, resentment among the local communities. So this is about the Portuguese. We see the arrival of Portuguese, some important personalities, some changes were done by them, and eventually the Portuguese will start declining. Okay. Hi, a very good evening to all of you. I'm Vikas Elawat. I'm a former civil servant. I was able to crack UPSC twice. In fact, in 2018, I was able to get highest marks in history optional, and they were around 324. So this year I'm coming up with a series which I am calling Self Study History Optional. इस series में 100 से ज़्यादा वीडियो होने वाले हैं which are going to cover the different nuances of ancient, medieval, modern as well as world history. So those of you who are preparing for 2025, register करिए and try to get the maximum out of this specific initiative of ours. So at Prep Career IAS, we are producing results from last many years. 2023 में बहुत सारे टॉपर्स हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट से थे. 2022, 21 हर साल बहुत अच्छे टॉपर्स यहाँ से निकले हैं and they have been able to get very good marks in history optional. So those of you who are thinking कि यार start करके कितना कर पाएंगे कितना नहीं कर पाएंगे, we already have achievements with us. I was able to achieve, my students are achieving, and you can be the next. इन सेशंस में क्या होने वाला है? नंबर 1 विल बी फोकसिंग ऑन फाउंडेशन ऑफ बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम व्हाट इज हिस्ट्री, व्हाट इज हिस्टोरिकल पीरियड, व्हाट इज प्रोटो हिस्ट्री, व्हाट इज प्री हिस्ट्री, बेसिक लेवल. ओके. सेकंड, अलाइनमेंट विद यूपीएससी सिलेबस. जितना भी हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल का सिलेबस है वो 51 पार्ट्स में डिवाइडेड है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू अलाइन ईच एंड एवरी कंसेप्ट विद द सिलेबस इटसेल्फ. नंबर 3, वी गोइंग टू फोकस ऑन आंसर राइटिंग. ऑल ऑफ यू नो कि जो मेंस है वो ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं होता है, वो सब्जेक्टिव लेवल पे होता है और आप सब लोगों को आंसर राइटिंग सीखना शुरू करना पड़ेगा, है ना. वी डू नॉट हैव टू मच ऑफ टाइम, तो स्टार्टिंग से ही आंसर राइटिंग शुरू करेंगे. एंड नंबर 4, द ओवरऑल पैकेज इज़ वेरी हॉलिस्टिक इन नेचर. तो अगर आप इसको अच्छे से कर लेते हैं तो जो बेसिक लेवल फाउंडेशन हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल की वो कंप्लीट हो जाएगी. यू आर गोइंग टू गेट मैनी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स अलॉन्ग विद दिस. ओके. 100+ सेशन है, चारों पार्ट कवर होंगे. थीम वाइज सेग्रीगेटेड डायग्राम, फ्लो चार्ट, जितने भी इंपॉर्टेंट एनसीईआरटीज हैं. देखो अगर हम सारी एनसीईआरटीज को कंबाइन कर दें एंशिएंट, मिडेवल, मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड ऑफ वेरियस बोर्ड्स ऑफ इंडिया, तो 25 से 26 एनसीईआरटी निकल के आती हैं. उन सबको हमने कोहेरेंट फॉर्म में डिज़ाइन किया है सो दैट यू कैन लर्न द बेस्ट फ्रॉम दैट. ओके. बिकॉज देखो हिस्ट्री में रिसर्चेज चलती रहती हैं. अभी तमिलनाडु की जो एनसीईआरटीज हैं दे आर मोर इंपॉर्टेंट इन कंपेरिजन टू द रीसेंट हिस्ट्री देन द प्रीवियस हिस्ट्री जो कि आर.एस. शर्मा वगैरह, सतीश चंद्रा या फिर बिपिन चंद्रा ने लिखी हैं. दैट्स वाई वी आर कवरिंग ऑल द एनसीईआरटीज एंड दैट्स वाई 100+ सेशंस हो जा रहे हैं टोटल मिला के. देन 30+ वैल्यू एडेड आपको डॉक्यूमेंट मिलने वाले हैं, डेडिकेटेड आंसर राइटिंग सेशन मिलेंगे, जूम सेशंस भी करेंगे बाद में ताकि आप लोगों की जितनी भी डाउट्स हों विद रिस्पेक्ट टू लर्निंग दे कुड बी सॉल्व्ड. ओवरऑल जो है आपको क्लास की पीपीटीज मिलेंगी, कंसेप्ट लिस्ट मिलेगा, PYQs, जितने भी PYQs हैं उनको अच्छे से हमने डिज़ाइन कर दिया ताकि आप सब उनको अच्छे से पढ़ सकें. माइंड मैप मिलेंगे पूरे सिलेबस के, वर्कबुक और लर्निंग असाइनमेंट्स मिलेंगे एंड सेल्फ असेसमेंट टेस्ट सो दैट वंस यू लर्न समथिंग तो साथ में उसको एटलीस्ट इवेल्युएट भी करना चाहिए ना कि भाई हमें कुछ समझ में आया भी है नहीं आया, एटलीस्ट जितना रिक्वायर्ड है वहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं या फिर नहीं पहुँचे हैं. तो आपको करना क्या है, व्हाट वी नीड टू डू दैट, सबसे पहले आप रजिस्टर कर लीजिए. ठीक है. आपको एक स्पेसिफिक गूगल शीट मिलेगा, उसमें आप रजिस्टर कर लीजिए. देन एज ऑल ऑफ अस अंडरस्टैंड हर किसी के पास लिमिटेड स्लॉट्स हैं, तो आपको एक स्पेसिफिक कॉल आएगा एंड दैट इज समथिंग विच वी आर कॉलिंग एट स्क्रीनिंग प्रोसेस. बिकॉज अगर हमें आपको ये सारी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करनी है, द नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स विच वी कैन हेल्प दे आर ऑलवेज लिमिटेड इन नेचर. सो अकेडमिक काउंसलर इज गोइंग टू कॉल यू, दे गोइंग टू हेल्प यू और दे गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है. हो सकता है आप कॉलेज के फर्स्ट ईयर में हो, सेकंड ईयर में हो, थर्ड ईयर में हो, और यू मे हैव ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर सम टाइम एंड यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द डिजायर्ड रिजल्ट. तो इसलिए हमें स्क्रीनिंग प्रोसेस चाहिए होगा एंड फाइनली ऑन द basis of this you're going to get the benefit of this program.